Why caring too much is a trap? Why do you care so much about things that drain you? Be honest. Half the stuff that eats up your energy, your peace, your nights, it's not even yours. It's a performance. Like you're stuck on a stage, reciting lines someone else wrote, terrified the audience will boo if you improvise. That's what Nietzsche called slave morality. This suffocating script society hands you to keep you meek, agreeable, safe. And every time you give a damn about what they think, parents, bosses, followers, you're tightening your own leash. You're not good. You're obedient. But here's the twist. The moment you stop caring the way they trained you to, you don't become cruel. You become free. Free to choose what actually matters. And I'll tell you, that kind of freedom, it terrifies people. But why? Why does your freedom make them uncomfortable? Let's get into that. The hidden control behind social approval. Society feeds you this shiny little lie that caring is what makes you good. Care about your image. Care about your career title. Care about fitting into circles that don't even respect you. But here's the ugly truth. It's not about virtue. It's about control. The more you care, the easier you are to predict, to manage, to market to. Approval becomes a drug, and suddenly you're just another junkie, chasing likes, promotions, or that nod from your parents. And who set the standard? Some committee of enlightened minds? No, just other scared people, clinging to their own approval fixes. Nietzsche called this the morality of the herd, the unspoken agreement to stay small, stay quiet, stay in line. But look around. The people actually shaping the world, they didn't get there by obsessing over being liked. They got there by caring differently, by choosing their own standards. That's the uncomfortable truth. And it begs the question, whose approval are you still chasing? And at what cost? From Nietzsche to today, rebels who stopped giving a damn. Back in the 19th century, Nietzsche ripped into what he called slave morality, a mindset built on obedience, guilt, and false humility. It wasn't created by the strong, but by the powerless, as a way to keep real power on a leash. His answer? The Übermensch, the one who rises above this mess, who doesn't ask permission to live by his own code. Now fast forward to us. Look at Kanye West, Elon Musk, Banksy, polarizing figures, sure, but that's the point. Whether you admire them or can't stand them, you can't ignore them. Why? Because they refuse to play by the social rulebook. They don't apologize for their vision. They don't shrink to fit expectations. They're free in a way that pisses people off. But here's the thing. That outrage, it's just envy in disguise. We hate in them what we've been too scared to unlock in ourselves. This isn't ego for ego's sake. It's sovereignty. And if that makes people uncomfortable, so be it. But how do you start moving like that? Let's break it down. Nietzsche's will to power, freedom starts within. At the core of Nietzsche's philosophy is the will to power, not just survival, not shallow pleasure, but the raw drive to assert, to create, to become. Every time you care too much about what they think, you're bleeding that power away. Death by 1,000 tiny cuts of trivial opinions. Nietzsche didn't just call out Christianity for this. He called out any system that keeps you tame through guilt, shame, and the worship of meekness. Foucault picked up this thread too, showing how power works subtly, shaping us through invisible rules. Even Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, said it bluntly. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. That's the sickness. Power isn't about controlling others. It's self-mastery. It's about owning yourself, especially that reflex to please, to apologize for existing. The day you stop giving a damn, that's the day the power you've been scattering returns home to you. But, okay, how do you know when it's time to stop caring? Let's talk about that. The hard truth. Who are you living for? Here's the part you don't want to hear, but need to. Every time you bite your tongue, shrink your ideas, or water yourself down just to fit, you're giving away power. Not out of kindness, out of fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of being the weird one. But let me ask you, who are you really performing for? Your parents? Strangers online? The faceless algorithm? Every time you play that game, you're choosing to stay in the cage. And don't kid yourself, it is a cage. The masses prefer it that way, because if you woke up to this, you'd burn the whole script they live by. They need you to stay asleep, predictable, safe, unthreatening. But if you can stomach being disliked, misread, even hated, you win something they'll never touch. Autonomy. That's when your worth stops being a bid in the marketplace of opinions. It becomes a fact, one you declare, not them. But the question is, do you have the nerve to live that way? How to stop giving a damn without losing yourself. Stopping the endless cycle of caring doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind. It's about being smart with your energy. First, figure out your invisible audience, that shadow crowd in your head you're always trying to impress. Make them real. Name them. Then ask, do they really matter? Next, develop what I call contempt for approval. That means posting your unfiltered thoughts, making moves without waiting for a green light, launching projects that aren't perfect, just yours. It's messy. It's bold. It's freedom. But don't confuse this with total indifference. Strategic indifference means giving zero damn about opinions that hold no stake in your life. Your cousin's snarky comment? Trash it. But your mentor's feedback? Listen up. Finally, put on the Nietzschean lens. Is this action an expression of your will to power? Or just another bow to the herd? Freedom isn't about caring less overall. It's about caring smarter, sharper, and only where it counts. Ready to sharpen your focus? Stop performing, start living. Here's the truth. The fewer damns you give, the more of yourself you get back. Nietzsche wasn't preaching carelessness. No, he wanted you to become dangerous in the best way. Not dangerous to people, but dangerous to the systems that keep you small, quiet, and locked in line. When you stop giving a damn, the world doesn't crumble. It opens up. It becomes a stage where you're not just playing a part, but calling the shots. This is your chance to stop performing for an audience that doesn't really see you and start living on your own terms. So, what's it gonna be? Are you ready to walk off the script and take the lead?